Welcome in or welcome back. You're watching Kiera's Luxe Life. I'm LaNisha Kier. On today, we are doing a review for the Louis Vuitton Graceful. If you're interested to know how she held up and if you should purchase, stay tuned. So, I purchased the Louis Vuitton Graceful in the PM size with the monogram print, the LV, with the pavone interior. So it is more or less like a fuchsia type interior. And again, this was back in, I'm pretty sure it was 2018. I do have the receipt, so I will pull it out in a second just to double check. But one of the reasons why I'm bringing up the time frame in which I purchased it is because I was actually on the website, and they do still, of course, have the Graceful. We're going to look at some of the price increases and what it currently goes for now. But I noticed that they now list the color as peony. So peony was not the color listed at the time of purchase. That's on my receipt, that it was pavone, as well as the date code and stamp stuff says pavone as well. So we'll definitely go in and look at that because that is a change that Louis Vuitton has made. However, it does appear that it is the same color. Okay, so it is the same color. So again, just for a quick tour of the bag, it does have vachetta. We'll get into the vachetta in a hot second, but it does have vachetta. So again, this is in the PM size. It does come with the tag. I have not hot stamped it. I don't know. Something about hot stamping it just kind of gives me kind of mixed reactions about it. I don't know. Maybe at some point in time I will consider hot stamping it. I know some folks do like nice colors, and I thought about doing that, but I'm kind of like, well, if I get married and then my initials change, or if I do this and then that changes, like, of course, I guess, yeah, you could just get another luggage tag, but I don't know. I just kind of like it how it is. So we'll see. But it does come with a luggage tag. Again, here, you'll see Louis Vuitton. Come to the side here. It does have a slight gusset here. And again, this is definitely one of the things that I'm a bit more conscious about now as compared to some of the other Louis Vuitton in my collection are at times the gussets. So anytime you have basically how my essay explained it to me was like, anytime you have a bag that has gussets or has material where it's not even, so that's going to be your Graceful, that's going to be your Louis Vuitton Noé, that can be your Alma. All of those bags either have gussets or have like cinching in where your florets may not align, even on the Neverfull, because the bag at the base of the bag, it kind of tapers up, so it's not even. So oftentimes with that particular type of aesthetic, the florets do not line perfectly. Initially, it did not bother me. I was like, no, it doesn't bother me. She came, I got her in the mail. She came from Louis Vuitton. She was in great condition, so I was not concerned about it. However, as I have added to my collection and now have other pieces where the florets are perfectly aligned, it irks me. It irks me. I don't know why. But even on the bottom, see on the bottom, actually I have a few things in here. Let me take these out. I'm going to show you guys the inside of the bag as well. It irks me. So definitely, if you're going to purchase, or you do have any of those items on your wish list, the Noé, the Neverfull, the Graceful, the Alma, I don't remember the Pouche Motifs having that issue because it's kind of squared off. But definitely check that out. If it's not something that's going to bother you, forget about it. But if it is something that's going to bother you, definitely go through and see about swapping it or exchanging it, or more or less going about it that way. If you're getting one of the damier color, one of the damier prints, damier azur, damier ben, it's probably a non-issue. But definitely for the monogram with the flowers on there, it can be something that you see probably a little more later on. So that is that. So that's the piece there. Again, we'll flip to the bottom here. That is that. And again, very similar situation. because again, keep in mind it is one piece of canvas that's being cut. So that is how that comes about. Here again on the corners, I have no corner wear, which is like friggin' phenomenal. So I'm proud of that. I do try to take care of my bags. I mean, I don't baby them. I don't baby them one bit, but I do try to take care of them. I have seen some folks where if they do have significant corner wear, because again, if there's cracked canvas or anything like that, as far as like repairs to Louis Vuitton, they won't touch it. So cracked canvas, they won't touch it, it's done. For leather in the Emprunt or the Epi Leathers line with Louis Vuitton, they can do some like spine type patching work with it, but it's a light spot type patching work situation. It's nothing extensive, guys. So with the corner wear, definitely if that's not something, you know, if you feel you're going to be a bit rough with the bag, perhaps maybe the canvas, again, the canvas is very durable, but perhaps maybe the canvas is not the best material for you. Because of the vachetta situation, this is not a piece that I wear, I would say probably year round, only because I am in the New England area, in the Northeast. This time, December time, the fall time in general, there's snow, there's rain, it's all inclement weather pretty much, basically. So this is something where I would kind of, you know, retire it just for a few months and kind of bring it back then at that time, unless the weather just happens to be great. And one of the reasons for that is, you'll see here, the vachetta. So again, as a lot of folks may know, the vachetta itself will patina over time, and I have had that happen. It has started, unfortunately. I don't really care for that look. I have gotten caught out in the rain, and these spots you will see on here are rain. I have, when it initially happened, I kind of freaked out. And just kind of like patted it dry a little bit, just, you know, like a damp napkin, just kind of, no, not a damp napkin, hello, a dry napkin, patted it dry. And I was really hoping that they would all go away and like disappear. Guys, it didn't happen. Okay, what I will say is, I'll flip it, this is the underside here. And again, not much going on the underside. This is the side that would meet the shoulder. But again, on the top, it's not great. What I will say is I have not used the Apple Guard situation. To be honest, I'm very, very, very uncomfortable with it. And I could never like put myself to do it. I know some folks have had a lot of success with that, especially if they live in like a very, very rainy state and they do plan on utilizing the piece as like a year-round piece. They've used the Apple Guard, they say they've had success with it and they're happy with the end result. Or in hopes that if they do get any watermarks, rain spots, or what have you, that it does kind of patina evenly, more or less. So I did not do that. So I'm interested to see further on down the line how it looks or kind of how it wears. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated there. But all in all, it is not bad. With that being said though, the vachetta in itself does not make this piece as carefree. So again, one of the things that I do carry a lot is lotion. Everybody's got lotion in their bag. Everybody's got lotion in their bag. You know, it's a hit or miss. Lotion, sometimes if it's not absorbed all the way to the skin, you pick up the bag, maybe you get spots, you know, like that. Same thing with hand sanitizer. The times that we're in now, this is a must. You know, there's no way, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. There's no way around it, you know. So those are the things just to kind of be mindful of. As far as the hardware, you'll see Louis Vuitton here. The hardware really looks good, as well as the rings. They do have rings here. And the rings actually look really, really good. I was looking at it today because I didn't wear it today. I'm actually changing out of it now. And I'm kind of surprised. I think probably coming up on this 5-year time frame, I think I probably would have expected maybe a little more wear, but actually looks great. Even the grommets here, Just kind of hold the vachetta together. These pieces look good as well. Now I have not had any repairs or any spine or anything done to this piece. So this is these are all the original parts, as is. No apple guard, no nothing. All right, so on the inside of the bag, I do have an organizer. Again, this was listed as in the Pavone color. They do have it listed now as peony. So they do have it listed as peony. Again, that is not the same as the Rose Ballerine. Rose Ballerine is a like light pink. It's a very, very light pink. This is not that. This is almost fuchsia. This is almost fuchsia. Like if you have a Victorine wallet and there's fuchsia in it, on the interior instead of like the caramel, that is this color. If you're interested to see what that looks like, I do have the Sarah wallet in the monogram with that fuchsia color interior. Check out my video on my best SLGs from Louis Vuitton. Definitely check out that video where I do show you that monogram with the fuchsia interior. That set does match this purse if you're interested in getting a matching set. So this is the organizer that I'm taking out. I did purchase this organizer, I want to say probably 4 years ago or so at this point. And I'm looking to see the cute little tab here. But the organizer, again, it's a satin exterior. And here, it has all of these little pockets all around, which is what I really, really like. And it has a nice hard bottom. So initially I was looking for like a microfiber, like a suede type, like that I have something very similar to a few of my other bags, but I wasn't finding anything really for the graceful piece of it, and that is because the gusset situation I was talking about earlier today. So the bottom right here, and here is actually a little wider than the top portions of the bag. So because the gussets come in, I can't just get the organizer. If I were to stuff the organizer now, it won't fit vertically. It won't fit vertically because of the gusset. So it kind of does something like that. So I actually have to open it up, put it in like this, do a little shimmy thing kind of situation, and then it fits in the bag like so. Then I'm able to stuff it. So that's the only thing. That's a very, very different situation than the Neverfull. The Neverfull, I get my organizer. I kind of stuff the organizer in, and then after that's all good to go, I get the whole organizer and throw it in the bag. So it's so much easier to kind of work with if that's your vibe, or if you have multiple bags that are of the same size and you plan on reusing the organizer, you can just take the organizer out completely, throw it in a whole nother bag. That is not this situation. You will likely need a shorter organizer because the organizer actually is about this deep. You'll actually see, when I get the magnet, because it is a magnet here, with the inside here that comes together. You hear that close? Here, that's the top of the organizer. So you see that line? That is the organizer itself. There's nothing in here but the organizer. All right, so organizer out, and you have the bag. So here, another reason why I would recommend the organizer is because there's only one pocket. So that's the one pocket you'll see there on the back. It's a good size pocket. It's a good size pocket. I don't generally mess around with this pocket because I put everything in the organizer because I do want to keep the interior of the bag clean, but the pocket does go quite a ways down. It's a good size pocket. I am filming on my iPhone 14 Pro Max, which does also fit in that pocket. I usually put it in one of the side sections here in the organizer, but it does fit in the side pocket no problem, as well with a few lippies, lip liners, as well as my mirror that I normally take. My Fenty Beauty mirror again. This, the 14 Pro Max, a few lippies, lip liners will also fit in here as well. So that's that piece. Let's zip that up. All right, so you'll see that on the back here. You'll also see Louis Vuitton Paris. This piece I actually got before the add-on with the chip. So I do have a date code in here as well. And this is actually, I want to say, the only made in USA piece that I own from Louis Vuitton. I have made in France. I think the other ones may all be made in France. I'm pretty sure they're made in France. This is my only made in US piece. So again, that is the USA, I'm sorry. This top part is made in USA. The other pieces that I have are made in France. So that part there is made in USA. And then the date code is actually inside of the pocket, which is very, very difficult to get to. I see it here. All right. Yep, so TX 0139. So that is that there, in the pocket. So again, very, very difficult to get to, but that is where that is. And this is actually, I want to say, the last piece, one of the last handbags that I purchased that actually still have the date code. The other items that I have the chip. Have the chip. So it was this item, a few others, and then everything else has the chip. So again, it's definitely one of the changes that Louis Vuitton made. I understand why Louis Vuitton made that change. However, it goes both ways. I think there's something to be said about being able to get your piece and be able to say, yep, I know where it was made, I know when it was made, you know, or the time frame that it was made, and kind of get some origin behind the piece. Whereas with the chip, we're kind of with the chip, we're all kind of going in blind, if you will. So let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Do you like the traditional way of how Louis Vuitton had it with the date code, you know, somewhere in on the product? I know when I had the Louis Vuitton cans bag, it was actually under the front tab of the bag. So it was here. So you had Louis Vuitton Paris here, and then right underneath, which was a terrible spot, but right underneath on the Louis Vuitton cans was the date code there, which it's like, if you ever wanted to look at it, you would risk creasing the tab. So I was like, what the, I don't know, that was strange to me. But with the addition of doing the chip, you know, piece of it, it's kind of like, even, you know, pre-love secondhand market, that's all a mystery. You know, that's definitely all a mystery, and I guess that was their point of the whole piece. But definitely comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Or do your pieces in your collection have the date stamp, date code that, you know, of the OG Louis Vuittons? Or do you prefer the chip method where going to boutique, you know, they scan it, they do their thing, and then perhaps give you more of like a verbal origin of your piece? I'm definitely interested to know your thoughts on that change for, again, earlier, I want to say earlier to be 2022. So put her to the side. Let's put her to the side. I got the receipt. So a few pieces in here, and I do want to get the, yep, so this is actually the original sticker with it. And again, you'll see there, Graceful PM Pavone. So that's what they called that fuchsia interior color at that time. Again, I'm going to pop on the website now just to give you current pricing, but they do call it now Peony. So that is one of the changes that LV has made. So code for the product again is M43700 Graceful PM. So unit price at that time was $1,280 with tax, and the total came out to be $1,401.84 at that time. So that was January 2019. So we're coming up on 4 years. With this product. And again, in 4 years, as we know, there have been several price increases. So we're going to look at this one now. So again, here Louis Vuitton does have it currently on the site. Again, still graceful PM, but again, the color listed as peony. Current price listed is $1,760. So it has gone up a few $100. Has gone up a few $100. They do still have beige listed as an interior color as well. So they have the peony, which is like this fuchsia color, and they do have beige. So if you're not interested in the pink, you do have options, as well as the damier azur, which is the white checkered, as well as the damier ebene, which is the brown checkered piece. You do have two sizes. You have the PM and the MM. We're gonna touch back into the PM for a second, which lists the dimensions as 13.8 inches in length, 11.8 inches in height, 4.3 inches in width. That is the PM size that I just showed you guys. Now for the MM size is offered for $1,890. So not that big much of a price difference between the two sizes, but it is a big difference in the actual size of the bag. So if you're looking for something that's a bit bigger and you're looking to kind of hold more stuff, go with the MM. The MM is definitely a good size bag. The only thing I will say is it does take some time for the strap to kind of conform to your shoulder. So if that's not something you're really, kind of comfortable with, maybe go with the smaller piece. But also stuffing the bag, like when you actually put your products in the bag, and it kind of gives the bag some structure, gives the bag some weight. That's a better way to say it. It gives the bag some weight, if you will. It does wear better on the shoulder. It's a bit more comfortable to wear. Whereas if you only have a few things in the bag, it's a bit more difficult for the strap to kind of stay on your shoulder. That's the only thing. So I would definitely recommend going in to try it out, because initially I didn't want to overstuff the bag, but I did find that where I wore it here on the shoulder, this piece here at times seems like it came up a little too high, because like this is like the armpit here, right, if you will, and at times it seemed like it was kind of like cutting into it. So at times it didn't necessarily feel comfortable. What I will say to that is, if you put down one side like this, put down the other side here, where it almost kind of cinches like that, and you kind of get like almost like a hobo kind of vibe. See what I did there? It cinches, hobo kind of vibe, and then it comes in and it gives you a little more space here, which makes it a little more comfortable. That's the only probably con I would say to the bag, aside from the vachetta. You know how I feel about the vachetta. It is what it is. What I will say is, would I be inclined to purchase another handbag with untreated vachetta? No, that's a deal breaker. I'm done. I'm done. But I love the look of it. So if it did come out in a treated vachetta situation, probably in a different color pattern or a different colorway, I would be interested in that. So let's say if the damier azur came out and it was in a treated vachetta, I might be interested in that. But I do like the neutralness that the original vachetta gives. So if you're concerned with how that's going to look, how this top part is going to come together, I wish that because the magnet is here. Let me see if I can open. The magnet is here. I wish they had the magnet on the outside. So this kind of finesse situation that I'm doing, this kind of finesse situation would work to stay like that. And again, maybe that's perhaps the Marquita Hobo vibe that they've come out with. They have come out with a new handbag, the Marquita Hobo. Not really sure how I feel about it. It seems like it's a little too big. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. It seems like it's a little too big for what it is or what it was supposed to be. I don't know that if they hadn't made it similar to these dimensions, if they perhaps would have been more competitors than maybe like standalone bag, standalone piece as they wanted it to be. But to each its own. So again, that's the PM. They do have the MM, $1,890. Again, available in the damier ebene as well as the damier azur. Dimensions: 16.1 inches in length, 13.8 inches in height, and 5.5 inches in width. So comparatively, it doesn't look like it's all that much bigger, but it is, guys. It is. It is. That's a whole nother bag and a whole different piece. I guess the only thing of it is, for not only for the graceful but for the never full as well, given that the price difference between the PM, the MM are not that much of a big price difference. Often, purchasers, buyers will go for, oh, it's $100 more, let me just get the bigger bag, I'll get more use out of it. Bigger bag isn't always better, guys. And in that, it's either one, you're often carrying more stuff than you need to carry, or two, it doesn't look good in proportion to the body, in proportion to the person. So definitely go in. I would definitely recommend going in and trying it out for yourself. If you're going to get a gift, keep that in mind. If the person's really, really tall, perhaps a larger size bag may work better for their frame. However, if they're very petite or more on the petite side, perhaps maybe the PM or the smaller version may look better and more proportionate to the frame of the person. I guess I am petite myself. I am 5'2". So I've done the PM size. I've done some of the larger sizes in bags too. And again, if you're looking for a travel bag, a travel piece, that's a different conversation altogether. But just for an everyday get up and go kind of thing, oftentimes, some of my colleagues that do have luxury pieces will come back and say, you know what, I got this larger size because it was $50 more, $100 more, but I find that I don't reach for it for the everyday situation because it's too big. Now, if you're living your life on a travel type situation where every weekend you're traveling or you're going, or you're going somewhere a few times a month, that's maybe a different conversation for that individual because they would get better use out of having a larger bag or a larger kind of travel situation because they're traveling more. But for the everyday situation, people don't carry, oversized bags, just because. Maybe if you're doing your handbag and a diaper bag kind of in one situation, maybe that would work for a period of time. I know some folks do like them for diaper bags, especially if they get a good size organizer. Not this one wouldn't work, but if you get a full size, if you get a bigger organizer where you had some of those kind of sectioned up there in the center and kind of had the diapers and the wipes and stuff on one side and then had your personals and other, your lippies and stuff on the other side, maybe perhaps I could see that working. But for the day-to-day vibe, it's not a vibe. Guys, it's not a vibe. I'm calling it the Marquita Hobo, probably in homage to Marquita with Marquita LV Luxury. So if you're watching, hello, babe. hello. But she is actually called the Loop Hobo bag. So the Loop Hobo bag, product code number M46311. They do have the loop in the smaller size and they have the loop in the larger size as well. The one I'm referring to is the larger size loop bag. I would definitely try to insert a image of it. The product dimensions are 15 inches in length, 10.2 inches in height, 3.9 inches in width. So width is similar. Width and height seem to be similar to that of the graceful, but the length at 15 inches is almost something in between the graceful PM and the graceful MM. That is the Loop Hobo bag. So they have the loop and the Loop Hobo bag. So definitely comment down below. Let me know your thoughts about the size. Do you feel that you should get the bigger bag just because it's, again, not a big price difference? Or should you get the bag that perhaps better suits your frame? And that's all for today, folks. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on today's video, as well as if you have any of these items on your wish list. Follow me on IG at Kia's Luxe Life for more content, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.